'cause you're powerful when your name is called.
Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Reclaiming My Life. Look, I'm so excited today. I have my beautiful niece. This is my good friend. We've been friends for over 30 plus years. We were pregnant at the same time. She produced this beautiful young lady right here, Miss Kierra Danielle. I'm excited to have you, baby girl.
I'm excited to be here. I really am. It's truly an honor. Um, you know me a little bit. I am a people person, but something like this, it would be like, I said, but I like Miss Claudia. And when I called you, I said, no, I like you. I like you. I got you.
Look, let me tell y'all, she's not a comedian, but she's a comedian, okay?
Not,
she get it from her mama.
not on purpose though. Like I'll come in the room and say something, and everybody laughing, and I'm being so serious with my kids at the school. I'll say, y'all need to sit down. And they're laughing. I'm like, no, seriously, sit down. This is not a joke. I'm going to call your mom. Don't let me tell them. I'm going to call home.
Mm-hmm.
That just tickles them even more. But I think it's because they know I'm not calling home.
Yes, it's just your big personality,
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. It makes you so fun to be around, and you are a picker upper. So, thank you so much.
No problem. No, thank you.
Yes. Look, so today we're talking about reclaiming, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know that you've had some things that you definitely had to reclaim from. One in particular, when you were in college.
Yes, ma'am.
I recall there was a fight. You got in a fight.
A big fight.
A big fight. You got in a big fight, and a lot of times, we're not really talking about things that happen at college,
Mm-hmm.
so I thank you for being here today to share this story with our viewers. Talk to us about what happened.
I mean, if I could think, it was almost 8 years ago now.
Uh-huh.
Hindsight, it didn't matter then, but it meant something in that moment.
Yes.
It was a girl who we were close friends, very close friends, and with female friend groups, this one don't like this one, da da da.
Uh-huh.
And I was the one who I didn't know that they didn't like each other. I didn't know. So I went up to her and I said, hey, let's talk about it. I'm a talk it out type person.
Right.
Let's talk it out before we fight it out. And next thing you know, she said something to me that I took as disrespect. She said, your mama left you, because my mama did just move to California. You don't have nobody, and I'm gonna beat your tail. And I was like, oh, okay. Because a lot of times when people see me, they think, oh, she's this sweet, very. No, girl, my mama, see if again, I will slap you. But, and that's what happened. We fought. And from there, it was like, for me, my mom is in California.
Mm-hmm.
My pops is in California. And my real dad is somewhere.
Somewhere.
And so I went through a spiral. It was a spiral for myself, like just a dark spiral, because what she said, it stuck.
Yes.
Even though we fought and we moved on, like we were never friends again, of course, because it was a fist fight, like an actual,
Yes.
But it was a spiral for me, and I felt like I was losing control of the direction or the path of my life. And I wasn't following the path that God had already put me on. It's been predestined for me to be great, but here I am trying to follow the road that's not traveled. That's for me, that's not supposed to be for me to travel.
Right.
And that's what happened. From there, like, it was always something. Like, me and my mom talk about this. She's like, for you, it was always something. I'm a hard worker. I worked a full-time job from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., class from 8 to 3. But still, even when you're working, sometimes it cannot be enough.
Right.
And it came to that point to where it wasn't enough. And I've seen that before growing up. Well, you have a mother that's a single parent. You understand.
Absolutely.
there'll be times where you making all you can make and it's just not enough. And that's kind of where it landed me. So I landed at that part of, okay, what am I gonna do? I remember sitting in my dorm, and I went to sleep that night, and my grandma, she came and visited me in my dreams. She said, it's time for you to pack up your bags.
Wow.
And leave. And then maybe like a week later, I got an email from Nickelodeon, Counting the Stars, and it was here for Atlanta. So I said, I'm going to Atlanta. I started work. I worked 2 jobs. I was the type, when I get one check, I go give it to my grandma. I say, hold this. Made a substantial amount of money, saved it, and then let my mother and my grandma. Nobody knew I was moving to Atlanta, but my mom and my grandma. And I said, I want to find myself, but I also, if I'm gonna struggle, I'm gonna struggle with a purpose.
Yes.
If I'm gonna struggle, I'm not gonna sit in a struggle. I'm gonna struggle towards a goal. So me being here 2 weeks turned into 4.5 years.
Wow. Wow. Well, look, so let's go back a little bit. After the fight, and you really started thinking, because a lot of times, people can say something to us, like we're not even thinking about the situation. I know your mom, and your dad moved to California, and you were okay. You were in college, but then it's like when someone said it, it's almost like, wait a minute, am I really by myself? Do I really have someone? So like you said, that stuck in your mind, am I okay? You went down this dark place, and then I know some other things started happening. You got an email also. You had an issue with housing, that sort of
financial aid.
Like, where am I even going now?
Yeah, because, with financial aid, they go off of our parents' income. And I don't know why they would do that, because what my mama make don't have nothing to do with me. So they wanted me to pay after already having scholarships. They wanted me to pay, and I just felt like I was not doing that. I graduated with a very high GPA. I did what I was supposed to in high school. I don't think I should have to pay to go to school. And then there are people who just lollygagged and they're getting full rides. So yeah, that was that. And once I look at it like this, and all the negative stuff that happened, it had to. Cause imagine if I had the money to stay in school, I would not be here in Atlanta.
Fantasia says it best. It was necessary.
It was 100% of the stuff that we've been through. You sitting here, we sitting right across from each other, so 100% of it we've overcame.
Absolutely, and that's what this show is about. Going through those trials, trauma, challenges, overcoming, giving God the glory. Because we have reclaimed. Because now here you are in Atlanta, and you're doing some amazing things. You're sitting here, on my show, and you're giving this testimony, about the goodness of the Lord. Because look, you are in several plays. Your acting career has just taken off. Like, who are you now?
Quickly.
Okay, so look, I'm gonna start with Tyler Perry's the 688. Come on.
Yes.
So you had a part. Tell us about it.
I mean, honestly, 688. It was one of talk about overcoming something. I had just been in my room with the lights closed, blinds shade, everything, depressed. Did not leave my house for 3 months.
Wow.
And I got an email from CAB Cab, and it was like, how would you feel about being a core 40 for now? In the movie you see 800 women, right? It was about 40. No, it was 40. It was not 800. And I'm still trying to figure out how Uncle Tyler made it look like it was this many of us. Like, I don't even want to know. AI is crazy. But we did that, and you get on set and you think about it, man, 5 years ago I didn't even know if I wanted to live.
Come on.
I'm in the same room with Tyler Perry and Kerry Washington and all them. Granted, I had no lines in the movie. It don't matter.
It does not matter, baby. You were in it, honey. You were in it. Look, and I just got so emotional because you said, hey, it was a time in your life you didn't even know if you wanted to live. And there are so many people out there who feel that way today, and this is why I love this show, Reclaiming My Life, because people are going to come here and give those testimonies of, hey, I was in this dark place. I didn't know if I wanted to live, but I reclaim. And I'm giving you hope that you can reclaim your life as well. So, here you are now, Tyler. Look, talking about, I was on set with Tyler Perry.
I've done BMF. Marvin Sapp's Never Would Have Made It. Like, when people ask me, what have you done on set? It's to the point where I actually don't remember. Now, theater, I will always remember that because we go through the full process. And I also think that the things that I went through, I needed to go through them because sometimes whoever I'm playing or whoever I'm portraying, I have to be able to pull that emotion from something that's real and not something that's...
Exactly. And you have a play that's going on right now here in Atlanta. Immediate Family. Look, let's take a sneak peek. All right. Yes.
That is Immediate Family. And I don't want to say this is one of my favorite shows because it is, but that's just the tea. It's one of my favorite shows I've done. We're directed by Tandy Deshazur, and I feel like the way he sat it out and let us picture and let us feel for the character and feel for the story and feel for whatever it is that we needed to do on stage to make it believable. And now we have a story that's like, we have a show that's so believable. I'm like, man, I want to watch it.
Wow.
But I'm in it. So
yes, look, you are amazing. And I saw, another clip, for the love of Amaryah Jackson, right? Look, y'all, take a look. When it's check all your razors and Kierra, girl, you are amazing.
And that is Bessie. That is Bessie Smith right there on that stage that you just saw. And and when they told me, it was like, you gonna be Bessie, she's a drunk. Well, and I'm like, there's gotta be some light to this lady. Okay, well, we're gonna put it on the floor. Let's go back to when we was in college and all we did was drink. We gotta find that raw emotion and put it on this stage.
Well, baby, you put it on the stage. You laid it out. You put it all out there, okay? All out there. I'm just so proud of you, and I know that you have an upcoming role that you just got.
Yes, I think Monday, Mr. Berry, he called me. He said, we want you for the show. And the show is called The Voices of the Southern Accent. I am playing Bessie. Not Smith, though. Not Smith. And it just goes through the story of, like, what it was like back in those days. Before both of us were born.
Wow.
Far away. Long time ago.
So, now when would this one be available?
This show, we run May 9th through the 18th.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Here in Atlanta.
On stage, Atlanta.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so look, please let the people know how they can follow you. Get the dates, get the tickets, to come and see the amazing Kierra Danielle.
You can follow me on Instagram. All social media is at the Kierra Danielle. Kierra Danielle Danielle. That's my... Y'all,
I love her. Look, follow her just to laugh, okay? When you're feeling down, follow Kierra, okay? Look, y'all, I'm just been so blessed to have you here today. I love you. This is my baby, y'all. This is my baby.
Since I was in the womb.
Yes. Your mom and I, we were pregnant at the same time. Both of us working at the postal service together. And let me tell you, so she's mine. All right, y'all. Y'all sit tight. We'll be back with more of Reclaiming My Life.
My mother is one of the strongest people I know. It wasn't necessarily because she was in love, but really again, she's looking for a way to escape the abuse. We unfortunately became homeless.
The doctor said we both almost died.
So I suffered. I suffered in silence. From there on, she became my momager. We started traveling all over the world. And nearly 8 years later, I'm sitting here as my mom's business partner.
Then we started something called Quartet Unstoppable.
If she says she's gonna do it, she does it. It seems like everything you touch turns to gold.
Everybody that was raised around her is doing good in life.
I began to really admire and respect her. I was instantly motivated. I'm talking about a full-blown production, lights, camera, action. I'm so thankful that Claudia and I crossed paths. Claudia always go over and beyond.
But for someone who's been hurt so much, she only want to help people.
My mom always finds a way to count everything joy.
All right, we are back. Look, y'all, I'm even more excited because y'all know I love the babies. And today I have the beautiful Amaryah J from Envision Radio. Yes. Welcome, beautiful.
Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome. Look, y'all, this is the youngest radio personality in the United States. Yes, y'all, give it up for Amaryah. Amaryah, so look, tell the viewers, how did you get into radio?
Well, I always wanted to be a radio personality since I was very little. So what happened was when I was little, I used to have either a baton or a brush. It was either a baton or a brush in my hand, and I would use that as a microphone. And I would pretend like I was interviewing people, like playfully, like interviewing people.
Mm-hmm.
And I basically started from there. It's been something that has stick with me since I was a toddler, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's always been something that I've always wanted to do. It wasn't like I wanted to do it like when I got older. It was always something like I always said like I wanted to do radio.
Wow.
So funny story, I was downstairs in our living room listening to Beyonce.
Keep it real.
And I had headphones in my ears, so like I couldn't even hear anything.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom was upstairs. She was calling me. I did not hear her. She went downstairs. I took the headphones. I was like, "You called me?" And she was like, "Yes, I called you." And she told me that a person that she knows owns the station called Envision Radio.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that they wanted me to come on. I was screaming, I was yelling, I was running all over the place. I was like, I was so excited. And then it basically just started from there. And then, yeah, that's how my show became.
Wow. Look, you are so amazing, so well spoken. I can see why they wanted you on their station. Yes. So look, let me ask you. So I know that you've been on the radio now for what, about half a year?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so what has the experience been like? Do you feel like it's a lot of work, when you're getting your guests, figuring out what you're going to talk about? Are there any challenges in it?
There is some challenges, but that's dealing with like technical situations.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when we are about to record a show and we start recording, it doesn't, like the sound doesn't come out clearly. And actually, what was it called? I actually interviewed Dr. Tiffany Wade on my show. If y'all watch that, y'all will see something that I've never done on the show before. That was my first time doing it. I broke down to tears because it was hard because I like getting stuff done. Like I'm very...
You're a perfectionist.
Yes. I like when I'm doing something, I want it to happen like now.
Mm-hmm.
That's me. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
But I was a little bit upset because some of the stuff she couldn't hear me and I couldn't hear her, and there was like stuff going on in the background and stuff like that. So I was just crying and stuff. But yeah, that's dealing with more like technical situations.
Y'all got that right.
Um,
She said it has nothing to do with her. That's technical stuff. I love it. I love it. But you know what? Wanting to be a perfectionist, that just means that you are very motivated and grounded, and that's how you become and am so successful, because people who just sort of let things go, and oh, that's all right, or procrastinate, sometimes that's what keep them behind. So that's a good thing. It's a good thing. Yes, I'm really, really proud of you.
Thank
Yes, you're welcome. So not only are you, a radio announcer, but you're also an entrepreneur.
you.
First of all, how old are you?
I'm 12 years old.
12. Y'all
I
hear
started
that?
my
12.
radio at 11, but
Yeah.
now I'm 12.
Yes, awesome. So a radio announcer, you an entrepreneur, you have your own lip gloss line. So talk to us about that.
Well, I think I started my lip gloss line. I think I was 8 years old, or 7, like in that order. And me, I love makeup. I love girly stuff. I love press on nails. I love all of that. So I really don't know what made me come up with it, but I just was thinking about lip gloss, and so I came in my mom's room. I said, "Mom, I want to make my own lip gloss line." So I picked the container, I picked the colors, I picked everything I wanted on there, and we got a package. We had a package. I think this was 2023, I believe. So 2 years ago. We got a package at the front door, and I was just like, I don't know what this is. It's probably for my mom, because it said her name. But then I saw it said my name too, and I was like, hold up, what is this? So my mom opened the package, and it was a lip gloss, and I was like, what? I was very excited. So yeah.
Well, you know what I hear as well? Your mother listens. She listens to you. She doesn't just hear you. Sometimes parents can, be so busy in the things that they're doing, are overwhelmed with life itself, until sometimes they unintentionally neglect okay. But it sounds like your mother is a good listener. You wanted to be a radio announcer. She heard you. She was listening. You wanted to become an entrepreneur. She heard you. She was listening. And then she acts on these things to make sure that you're getting what you truly want to do. So hey, kudos to mom. Yes.
Shout out to mom, because I love her a lot.
Oh, that is so sweet. That is so sweet. So also now you are an author. She's 12, y'all. She just turned 12. She's an author. So tell us about your books.
Okay, so I have 2 books that we're working on right now. We have 15 positive affirmations. That is for children. That's basically about, telling children, it's just positive affirmations to tell children, like, you're strong, you are caring, you are kind, you're beautiful, you're unique, you are special, you are talented, just to motivate the youth.
Yes.
And we have not 15 positive affirmations. I was about to say it again. We have a book about responsibilities. So that's basically about, telling the children about their responsibilities, like you have to take care of your responsibilities, and just be aware of what you're doing.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Look, y'all, I'm shouting mom out again, because children learn what they live. Okay. So, if you weren't taught these things, you wouldn't be able to teach these things. So that's amazing. That is amazing. So, okay. So how can we get your books? Are there upcoming books? Because I know you were working on the books. Yes.
You can get the books very soon. We're still working a little bit on it. But once the books are out, we will let you guys know so you guys can come and get it.
All right, now look, y'all heard it. Y'all heard this radio personality. Look, let's take a look at Miss Amaryah in action.
God didn't give us the power of fear. No. What God gave us is the ability to praise Him, to worship Him, and to always believe in Him. God gave us other abilities, but fear is not one. God doesn't want us to be fearful. He doesn't want us to be shy, because shy is also a type of fear. We shouldn't be shy. We shouldn't be fearful. We don't need that in our lives. What we actually need is Jesus Christ.
All right. Look, you are an amazing young lady. I am super proud of you. So proud of you. So that was Amaryah on her radio show, Envision Radio. Look, how can they listen to your show?
You can listen to my show every Saturday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time on envision-radio.com. And every Tuesday is a replay. So you can listen to on Saturday and on Tuesday.
Come on now. Look, I'm sitting here. I'm so impressed. I am so impressed and so proud. So, Amaryah, I know that you have a golden question that you love to ask your guests at the end of each segment. What's that question? Because I want you to ask our viewers today to give them something to ponder on.
When did you receive Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, and how has your experience been?
Wow. Look, and not only that, y'all, even let's let them hear it a little bit better. Take a look.
When did you receive Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, and how has the experience been?
Well, when I was a baby, I went to my grandmother's church, which was a Moravian church, and they blessed me. And I go to a Pentecostal church at my school. And a few days ago, I was asking my mom about getting baptized. And she asked, why? And I said, because, all these things happening, in the Bible, they're saying in Revelations that all these things are going to happen and soon Jesus is going to come. And I just want to make sure that I'm safe when that time comes and nothing bad will happen to me if that time comes.
I've been sitting here today with Miss Amaryah J from Envision Radio, the youngest radio personality in the United States. She is an amazing young lady. She has a lip gloss line. She has 2 upcoming books. Y'all please follow Miss Amaryah. Look, now also Amaryah has informed me she's also a singer. So she's going to have to give us a little snippet of something.
Oh, no.
What you got for us, Amaryah?
There's so many songs that I really love. I'm gonna do Holy Forever by CeCe Winans. I love CeCe Winans a lot. It goes, Holy Forever. Yeah.
All right, Amaryah, girl, you are multi-talented. So, look, you're going to have to give me more than that when you come back the next time, because I definitely have to have you back. I know the viewers just absolutely love you. So let them know, how can they follow you?
You can follow me at Amaryah J, that is AMARYAH, and then capital J on Facebook and IG.
All right, y'all heard it. So, look, right now, go ahead on and follow Miss Amaryah J from Envision Radio. And until next week, y'all be blessed. I'll see you then.